Hey, you guys. I wanted to come on here and share a few things that I've been experiencing this week, dreams that I've been having as well. And I want to start out by reminding you of this particular incident where I was hearing Revelation 3:11 on April the 22nd. I was hearing this verse all night. And the verse says, "Behold, I am coming quickly. Hold fast what you have, that no one may take your crown." What I did not share with you all is what I received 3 nights later. This is what I was hearing. Revelation 12:6. I just kept hearing Revelation 12:6. And this is what Revelation 12:6 says. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she had a place prepared of God, that they should feed her there 1,260 days. You guys, I don't understand why I would hear this. The only thing that I can even begin to think about as to a possible reason is maybe the Lord is showing a time frame of how close we truly are to the start of the Great Tribulation beginning. And maybe this is why I heard Revelation 3:11 one night, and then 3 nights later, I'm hearing Revelation 12:6. I'm not sure, you guys, but I just felt that I needed to share this with you all. Before I move on to the next thing that I want to share, I just want to be clear that from my understanding, I believe that Revelation 12:6 does not apply to the bride of Christ. I believe that we will already be raptured before this verse is fulfilled. So I just wanted to be clear. I don't believe this applies to those who are waiting for the rapture. The next thing that I want to share with you all is a dream that I received on April the 24th. Now, as you can tell by the picture, it had to do with alligators. But in this dream, these alligators were almost like giants. They were huge, and they was not crawling on the ground. They were almost like they were standing on their hind legs. And this scene was so brutal, because the way they were attacking people, they were they were biting people, they were eating people, they were ripping heads off of people. Like, it was a very brutal scene. And I do remember in this particular dream, when I was watching it, it was like I was watching this from afar. And all of a sudden, as I was watching it, this very tall giant alligator just walked up to me out of nowhere and just swung at me. And I remember I took off running, but it was like these alligators were everywhere. And I woke up. When I looked up what an alligator means when you dream about it from a Christian's point of view, it says that an alligator, if you dream of it, can represent a dangerous person or a spiritual enemy. And it made me think about this particular verse. Revelation chapter 6, verses 7 through 8. When he opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth living creature say, "Come." And I saw, and behold, a pale horse, and its rider's name was Death, and Hades followed him, and they were given power over a fourth of the earth, to kill with sword and with famine and with pestilence and by wild beasts of the earth. Now, I'm not saying that this particular dream applies to that verse that I just shared, but it definitely made me think about it. But the reality is, you guys, there is a spiritual enemy, and his name is Satan. And he has many fallen angels that are working alongside of him. And he also have many children who are the children of darkness, who are also working alongside of him. So there are spiritual enemies everywhere. And I just believe that this dream was showing me that whether it's in a literal sense or whether it was metaphorically, the same meaning applies. That there is a spiritual enemy out here that is waiting to attack. And we must make sure that we are standing guard and that we are staying close to the Lord at all times, because He is our only protection. Now, this very last thing that I want to share with you all is actually a dream that I had this morning. And it was a very quick dream, but a very interesting one. So I had a dream that I was in this building. There were many, many people in this building, but I didn't know what kind of building it was until I actually opened the door and went outside. And when I went outside, I noticed that I was actually in a coliseum, as you can see here in this picture. It didn't look exactly the way this picture looks, but it was close to resemblance as far as how round the actual building was that I was in. Like I said, I walked outside and noticed that I was in a coliseum. And when I looked, I noticed that right in the center, if you can see in this picture how you have that drop down level ground area where it's just a small circular foundation. Right in the middle of that circle, I saw Obama sitting in a chair next to another white man. And I could not focus on who this man was. It only allowed me to see Obama. I wasn't able to hear what the conversation was. It just seemed like the dream wanted to be very clear that I was in a coliseum and that it had something to do with Obama. And I just remembered that when I walked out of this door, I was walking across the other side to get to another door. And I just remember I was walking very carefully because I did not want to get Obama's attention, because I didn't want him seeing me. And so I was able to get across to the other side without him seeing me, and I woke up from the dream. Now, I also found this image as well, and I wanted to share this because this was the actual color of the foundation that I saw of this Colosseum. So I wanted to kind of give you more of a visual of what I saw. So, of course, I'm puzzled over this dream, trying to understand why I would see this. And the Lord, had me Google Colosseums. So, that's how I was able to get these pictures. But I was like, okay, nothing is really grabbing my attention. And then the Holy Spirit told me, Google Obama Rome Colosseum. And when I did that, this is what I found.
Coliseum. It's remarkable, unbelievable. Thank you so much. What a great job.
I think it's
the Minister of Culture and Tourism in Italy.
in Italy. It's the best job, I think.
There's no better job.
Boxes downstairs.
So you guys, as you can pretty much see, I was pretty much amazed that this is what I found as I began to Google what the Holy Spirit was telling me to. Because when I woke up this morning, I just thought this was so random. Like, why would I see Obama sitting in the middle of a coliseum? But you guys, this is the second dream that I've had of Obama where the emphasis and the background of the dream was made known that it was during a Roman time, and when the Roman Empire was in power. And the very first dream I shared on here, it was a few years ago, and I told you guys that in this particular dream, Obama was worshipped as a saint, and people were literally referring to Obama as Saint Obama. And in this particular dream, they were wearing the attire that the Roman people wore back in those times, with the long robes and all of that. But I found this to be very interesting. And most importantly, why I find this so interesting is because I keep having dreams of Obama. And I know there is a reason behind it. And you guys, when you look back during those times when the Roman Colosseums were being used, it wasn't just to witness gladiators fighting one another, because it was a lot of that going on. They would watch fighting and killing for sport, whether it was two men fighting. I even found out that there were women gladiators in those times too. They would fight one another. You would have gladiators fighting animals. They would watch animals fighting each other. But there were also executions that were being held in these colosseums. So there was a lot of bloodshed that was spilt during this time when these colosseums were in effect. And so I just find it to be very significant that I would see Obama sitting in the midst of this Colosseum in my dream. And all I can tell you guys is it was a very eerie feeling, and it definitely did not make me feel good at all. So I just wanted to share this with you all. Again, I had this dream actually this morning, and I took a snapshot of this image. This was actually showing in the video clip. Do any of you know what this is? Because as you can see, this was a very short clip, but they made it a point to fit this right here, this part, in this short clip. And I don't know what this is. So if any of you know what this is, can you share it in the comment section below? But that's pretty much all I have for this video. I thank you all for taking the time to watch. I do have another video that I'm working on right now that I want to share soon. But you guys, we just need to continue to keep watching, keep praying, and keep looking up, because our redemption is drawing very near. I love you all. If I receive anything else, I promise I will let you all know. God bless you all. Take care.